Hi guys, welcome back to Technical Gaming. My name is Eric, and in today's video I'm gonna showcase to you or show to you Torchlight Infinite Auto Bomber Moto Green Phantom build, a cheap build that you can actually try today. Well, there's a lot of explosion here as you can see um, because Green Phantom is an auto skill or auto cast skill, so that's why it's an Auto Bomber type. So you don't need any cast on crit or cast while channeling while doing this. So it's very awesome, a very chill build, if I would say, because well, basically you're just standing there and then it will defeat your foes as easily. Well, this is a very affordable build with very less investment. So without further ado, let's start with the gears that we have first. Um, Actually, most of the items here, majority here, aside from the legendaries, are, to be honest, I just only pick them up in my battle in the Netherrealm. But if you don't have, then maybe you can search for this in the trade house. So let's start with the Long Night Sorcerer's Mask. Because it will provide one spell skill level, because Green Phantom is a spell skill. It also provides us a focus blessing stacks of 1, which is actually good. Now, I basically just randomize this with max mana and of course minion life, and then some crit chance, and as well some resistances. And then when I go over to the imperishable black robe, of course it provides us energy shield and also minion resistance, and also elemental damage, energy shield, and as well as the resistances to fill this up. Lunar Corona amulet. You can find other amulet that has one plus 1 minion skill level. It's very important to have that. This one provides us energy shield, mana regeneration, life. I enchant this with max life, and the rest are basically resistances and support for minions. Let's go first with the gears, normal gears here. For the Divine Punishment Ring, of course, it has minion damage there and resistances and mana. And then for the Thunder Fire Ring, basically I just have this because of the spell damage on it, and energy shield plus erosion and fire resistance because I need to cap my resistances. For Vindictator Maul, I actually get this from, or drop, this is actually a drop from the Netherrealm, and I was lucky to have 477 minion critical strike rating, so I got that, and I just randomized this, and I was lucky to get the plus 3 minion skill level. So if you haven't got this one yet, maybe you can just scrap this. You can easily get the plus 3 skill minion level during the crafting, if not targeted crafting, if you can do so. And I just simply add erosion resistances because I lack resistances for erosion. Now for actually this is not the build that actually I have, because you can actually buy this for 10 FEs, but this is actually what I got before I bought the Winter of Origin. You can actually have any belt that has mana regeneration, max life, and shield, and also some resistances. Then you can buy the Winter of Origin if you have enough FEs with you. With this, you actually with the Winter Origin, the good thing about this, it actually provides us a good buff for minion for attack speed, resistance, max life, and also it changed the effect of the focus blessing to additional minion damage. So this is really cool. But if you have a corroded version, that would be awesome as well. And it would also provide own additional three additional stacks of focus blessing. So of course, focus blessing provides us double damage. But again, if you don't have this, you can just simply get any belt that has enough regeneration for mana, max life, and energy shield, and some resistances until you buy the Winter of Origin. For the gloves, the reason why I have the gloves of the Mage Assistance is because I would like to have the attack speed set to 4, because if you do that, you can actually use this and you can just simply spam really easy right in the map, right? That's very fast. So that's the purpose of it. So If you don't have this, just kindly use any gloves. I prefer the bishop's hands because it would provide us energy shield resistance, spell block, and as well as some resistances. So if you don't have the mage assistance yet, your leap attack would be very slow and it's not manageable or optimized for mapping. I used before blink, or maybe you can use any mobility skill that suits your play style. You can use frigid transmission, shadow dash, but I use blink so because I would like to blink more often for faster mapping. Now once you got the assistance glove of mage, then you can wear leap attack and then you can actually fast map using the leap attack there. Okay, now for the mind infusion, the reason why we have this is because this is really boots for minions, because it provides one minion skill level and movement speed, 89 speed, max synthetic troop, minion quantity, because you need to have this, otherwise you have to change your Green Panthom support skill to maniacal army. So you have to remove elemental infusion and then put in the maniacal army in order for you to summon 3 summon Panthom, Green Panthom all at the same time. Okay, but if you don't have the boots yet, then I would recommend to replace elemental infusion over to maniacal army so that you can summon 3 at a time. Now once you have the boots or mind infusion boots, then replace the maniacal army to elemental fusion. Okay, so there. So we're done with, so this is actually my stats. So I've capped the lightning, cold, and fire rest. I'm still working with erosion resistance, but this is basically fine. Let's go over to the skill. So of course, summon Green Panthom. As you know, this is a spell, synthetic troop skill. So there, I added lightning penetration because all physical damage to Green Panthom, as you can see, is converted to lightning damage. So that's why we have it here, and elemental fusion as well. And we have a lot of crits, so we need to add critical strike damage increase to increase our damage. And since Steamroll, it actually supports Green Phantom because it actually supports melee damage. Okay, so this is actually the same thing. So I have 2 summon Green Phantom in my skill slot, and my current mobility is leap attack with harden and blinding. Elemental shock, this is actually our debuff to our enemy with cooldown reduction and extended duration. Resurrection war cry, it weakens the nearby enemies, so it's really awesome, and at the same time it restores your life. So all at the same time, this is a restoration skill, and at the same time some debuff to your enemy, so this is really awesome. So for our auras, we have fearless. It will provide critical strike rating and also melee damage, because as I've said, summon Green Panthom affects melee damage, so it's very important that you have that. So damage in life for erosion enhancement, magical source for our mana. You really need that so that because you will be consuming a lot of mana using all your skills there, so it's very important that you have that. Precise magical source would be fine too. For another minion, we have a summon frost spirit, because it restores 5.8 max mana every second, and at the same time it actually provides some support too with elemental duo and mark. For your defensive skill, auras, of course auto defense, that's perfectly fine with protection, field, and delayed pain. To be honest, with this kind of setup, it's sometimes you actually become really immortal. Even I'm doing T8 maps, I rarely die in those maps, so it's very important that you have this one. So we're done with the gears and the skill. Let's go over with the talents. So of course we have to go over the God of Machines. I will just scroll over so that you can take a screenshot. So our first talent tree will be Orders, which provides 20% additional damage for minions and cast speed. Isomorphic arms, you actually apply your main hand weapon to your minions, so whatever affix or mods that you have on your um, here would apply to your minions. So it's better to have good stats here so that your minions could actually have those too. Okay, now let's go over to the next talent would be machinist. So I will just scroll down here or scroll left so that you can actually see. You can just pause and take a screenshot. And we have boss for another maximum synthetic group quantity and duration, and kinetic conversion so that for 20% less extra damage taken while moving, and of course it increases your barrier. So there's another defensive skill auras that you can actually try. Our last talent would be the alchemist. So I'll just scroll to the left so you can take a screenshot, you can pause and get it. Okay. All right, so for this we have source, so 100% sealed mana for our spirit magus. It's very cool. And bottle trumpet, which provides 100% spirit skill magus cooldown and recovery speed. Okay, you can actually use this overflown mana or active super reflux, but I'm good with the battle trumpet as of the moment. I'm having fun with that. For my hero traits, this is not really, that meta, but this actually have 23% hero effect and aura effect. And I use add 13% of the player's max life to the base life of your minions for this. And another one, and I was lucky to have the 5% chance for minions to deal double damage. And the last one is minion damage, and then another 15% for the player's max life. So there. First one is surprise force, quick battle, preparation, guerrilla tactics, and the last one is heroic sacrifice. So there. Actually, if you're gonna ask me what would be the DPS, it's really inconsistent in the dummy, to be honest with you. What did you see on the first video? That's actually the one that I got, but during the battle in the time mark 8, I was able to beat basically most of the monsters there and the bosses really easy without any having issues dying. So this is a very tanky build and at the same time very good and offensive. So you might want to try this auto bomber Moto Green Phantom build in Torchlight Infinite. So I hope this helps you guys to use Commander Moto, another cool build by Torchlight Infinite. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do, because we consistently find very affordable, less investment builds in Torchlight Infinite. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.